Divers, and welcome to another video. In this video we're looking at week 3 of Rise to Power, which is the Kingdom, and we're going to look at the projection of week 4 as well. I've got the calendar ready for the events, and we're just going to go over the potential amount of tokens you can get at this stage. I think it's actually going to be quite a lot, just because the amount of tokens we've been receiving have increased obviously week upon week. We'll go into the museum to see the collections. And as you can see, in week 1, it was the Alexandria collection, and I got 5 out of 100, as you can see in the bottom left-hand corner. So I claimed 5. I don't think many people got more than that. I don't think there was any other way to get the Alexandria ones except through the roadmap and except through milestones. Whereas week 2, this is where other people could have more than me, because I didn't raid massively. I didn't get any drops from raid. I didn't get lucky with the hundreds, and I wasn't prepared to raid hundreds of times to get a drop in Hilltop. However, when the faction raid was up for week 3, which is this week, I did do quite a lot. I've nearly got 10. There will be, I think, another faction event maybe next week. I'm not sure. We'll look at the calendar in a second, but I should be able to get another pull here. I'm going to probably raid until I get another pull. So I got 10 pulls, and that's nearly 1/3 of Rick, just from the badges, from raids and the milestones and the roadmaps. Now, the bonus on week 3 obviously is the tournaments that are running currently. We have rewards that are power tokens. As you can see, first place gets 550, scales down to 50, but we get power tokens as a bonus on the actual rewards, which is really good. That also happened in the faction level up at earlier this week, and also the was it a faction level up? No, it was a solo level up and a faction raid. So those two had power tokens as rewards. There is a war coming this weekend, and it was sort of said that the potential is there for power tokens as rewards there. That would be great. We'll see if they're maybe in milestones as well. I don't know. Maybe the savior badges will be in there, because of course next week is going to be the saviors. But I think it's pretty good with the roadmaps that are currently up. As you can see, it's going to be the same 3 Kingdom roadmaps here that we had, the same 3 Hilltop, same 3 Alexandria. So next week will be the same 3 Saviors. So the potential there for, I think it was about 3 pulls from this fully combined. So as long as you're doing the roadmaps, you should be fine for Rick. If you're on about, I would say if you're on about 1,800 tokens right now, you've probably got a good chance of getting 3,200 without too much of a problem. I think you could, if you do well in solo events and do well in faction events, you could get as many as 20 to 30 pulls on the wheel if you've already got Rick, like on top of what you've got right now. Because of course there are limited time territories, and I'm not sure how long these are going to last, whether it's just today or it's throughout the entire event. But as you can see, one has just popped up a couple of minutes ago, and Keep On Surviving in this region is going for it. And every hour, it doesn't seem like a lot, but every hour you get a power token, and if you hold it by the end, you also get 5 power tokens. You also get bonus trainers, the end reward being a Benedict, and the hourly reward being a Bert, which is nice. And there's 3 of them, of course. A lot of you will know this already. This one's for Lilith instead of Benedict, but the rest works the same. And this one here is for Ulysses, and again, the rest works the same. And every hour you get 1 power token and 1 Bert, but my factions held it for a couple of hours. We held it for the entire time, I think, and we managed to hold on and get a couple of Ulysses over the last couple of days. I don't need Ulysses so much, but it's all good. The Berts are nice, the power tokens are nice. Ulysses could become more useful for me in the future, but I think this is a good addition. And again, I'm not sure how long this is going to last. This could just last for this week in the Kingdom, but it could be for the entire time. This could potentially get you another pull, or maybe 2. Depends how long you can hold it for. So there are a lot of extra bonuses that are coming along, which is really great. It is something that was said at the very early stages of the event. Now, I will do a review of the entire event after it's completed, but I will just have a sneak peek of something that I think that should be added. It's just a bit more of a roadmap for each event in terms of what's going to happen. Not because I think it's needed for me. I don't mind the way it's done. It's just a lot of people quite anxious and just get worried basically, and unfortunately one person's worry just spreads to the next person and it goes on like that. And most of the time, I'd say 99% of the time, this gets like just thrown out the window eventually, like it has in this event. Getting Rick is quite achievable. I've already claimed Rick, and I've got 10 more pulls on the wheel now. I'm gonna probably get another 4 or 5 pulls on the wheel after this current level up if my faction keep going the way they're going. So like I said, I think we've got a lot. We've got a lot of power tokens. So I've nearly got 5k already. And we've still got a week to go. Still got 2 weeks of leaderboard rewards as well. So regardless of where you're sitting right now, you're going to get another 600 minimum, potentially up to what, 800, 900? I can't remember the very top ones you can get. Maybe even over 1,000 if you get really good. If you come first in both weeks on community and faction, you could really go high. So you've got a lot of tokens to come. So if you're sitting at around 2,000 tokens and you don't think you're going to get Rick, even if for some reason you spent all your tokens on the wheel thinking, nah, I'm never going to get Rick, and now you've spent all your tokens and now you wish you saved the Rick, I would just stop now and just save. There's no downside. If you just sit and wait, you could potentially get enough for Rick. Even if you're at 0, you could potentially get enough for Rick. So if you are in that position, just save. And I know a couple of people are in that position. Taco, who does comment on my videos, for instance, is in that position, and he spent all his pulls on the wheel, didn't think he'd be able to get Rick, and I think he could be achievable. If he's not, then that's fine. Just don't do any pulls on the first stash. I've already completed the first stash, but just don't do any pulls on that first stash until you get 3,200. And then if you don't, at least you can just pull on the wheel in the last 24 to 48 hours. No big deal. But I really like this event. Week 3, the Kingdom. It's been going pretty good. I like the fact that the combination of raid drops came in with a raid tournament. We really, really rarely get that, and it just seems like such a better way of doing things in terms of I feel like I'm gonna get more gain out of dropping cans on something like that. I would drop cans on a faction tournament anyway, but I actually really tried to hit the top milestone and more, just because I knew I was going to get personal benefit, faction benefit ×2, because obviously there's the leaderboards for Rise to Power, which I'll try and load up. It does lag for me, but I'll try and load up. And of course, those Kingdom tokens just go to the total of my faction on this leaderboard. That is loading. Is it loading? No. It is loading. So my faction is in the Saviors and we're 2nd place. Let's see where we are. I haven't actually checked this. Just because it lags so much, I don't really check this. It doesn't lag actually on my tablet, but it's lagging a lot right now. So there are a lot of people with a lot of points here. I think if we're in the top 100, it's pretty decent. We're in the top 50. That's not too bad. So we're doing all right. Top 50 for the Saviors. I'm not sure if the faction prizes are broken down between each individual community or if they're everyone. I would assume it's just everybody. So, I mean, it's a safe bet we're probably the top 200 between everybody. So if I go over to faction prizes, top 200 get 175, which seems around quite reasonable. I think 1 week we were top 100 and 1 week we were top 500. But as I said before, the minimum is top 10,000, so you're always going to get 100 tokens. Same with the community prizes, you're always going to come 4th at worst, so you're always going to get a couple of pulls here. So you've got a guaranteed 6 pulls on the wheel, or 6 pulls for Rick just from these leaderboards over the next 2 weeks. And then you've got the potential from wars. Now we'll look at the calendar, and I'll bring that up right now. Now as you can see on the calendar, we'll just look at the dates that are upcoming. Obviously today is the 14th/15th in terms of the events we're on, solo raid and faction level up. This weekend is war, 16th and 17th of March, and then next week is the last week of the event, which is going to be a faction level up for a day, then a blitz war, then a solo level up, then a blitz war, and then I think that's it. I think that blitz war is probably the last event. I don't think it's going to continue into the next weekend, because I think it doesn't roll over into the next weekend. So that's probably the end of the event with that blitz war. And those blitz wars could hand out power tokens as well. The milestones could have badges. There could be something extra they add. I would be interested to see that, because they've done that every week. You know, week 1 was quite basic. They just had milestones in tournaments, and they had roadmaps. I think it was just to get everyone sort of like used to the event, how it's going to work. Week 2, they added raids, drops of badges, which worked really nicely. Week 3, they added power tokens to actual rewards. And week 4, you never know. They could add something else. They could add something that's... I mean, I don't want to try and guess just in case it doesn't happen. I'm not going to be disappointed, but you never know. They could add like a limited time. They have done it in the past where they've done a limited time scavenger mission that popped up. There were issues with that, so that might not happen, unfortunately, but they have done that in the past. They also have done daily login rewards where they had the handcuffs for the daily login rewards. They could add that again, where you complete all the daily objectives. They could also maybe do, I don't know, a one-time faction assault, just a special faction assault that's just for this event. I honestly don't know. There's a lot of things they could do. Whether anything gets added, I don't know. It could just be the same continuation of what we've had already, but just with War, we're going to have a lot more points available. There could be something linked in with War as well. So I don't know. I'm looking forward to it. I'm looking forward to see how they put it together. But I'm just happy enough that I've already got Rick. And like I said, if you're still in a position where you haven't got Rick, or you pulled on the wheel early thinking you would never have a chance, and now you're like you wish you didn't, I would just be okay with it and just hold on. Don't pull on the wheel. Just chill. By the 21st, which is over a week away, right, 21st, 22nd, you'll know. There is still time on the actual like pools itself. So I'll switch back to in-game. So as you can see in-game, the event still has 10 days to go. So I would just wait another 9 days and just see what you can get. And you can never know. You could get enough to get Rick if you want to actually pull Rick, or just keep pulling on the wheel. I'm gonna save the rest of my tokens from this region and pull on the wheel. I'm still kind of undecided on my other region. I probably will go for Rick, but I'm still undecided. I'll probably decide on my stream tomorrow. But that's it for this video, guys. Good luck getting your tokens for Rick. I don't think you'll have too much of a problem, especially if you're already halfway there. You know, if you're very low on tokens, you still could have a chance. So don't be too worried. I just wouldn't put any tokens into Rick yet on the wheel. Whoops, I wouldn't put any tokens into Rick yet on the stash, especially if you're very low. Just wait and see. You know, in 8-9 days you'll have a better idea. The second you hit 3200, you can just start pulling on the stash. That's basically what I did. But that's it. That's the end of this video. Thank you very much for tuning in, guys. And as always, keep on surviving. Keep on surviving.